Welcome back to another video. When you finish watching, you will have no problem pushing past the hard stuck golds and finally hitting the rank you've always dreamed of. I'm breaking this video up into 3 sections: offense, defense, and the mental side of Rocket League. I hope you enjoy. Pulling off crazy mechanics is super fun, but most likely you can't ceiling shot musty double tap yet. So we're going to focus more on getting really good at the basic mechanics. At this rank, defense is very neglected, and hitting a basic shot with power will work most of the time. The first mechanic to focus on is flipping into the ball when you hit it. This includes jumping off the ground and putting your nose towards the ball and dodging forward as you make contact with it. This will send the ball at a fast speed straight into the opponent's net. Next, we're going to talk about basic aerials. And you're probably thinking, Dom, I already know how to aerial. This is not considered a good aerial. The key to a good aerial is driving forward, then jumping, holding your jump button, then using your stick, you slightly tilt your nose up and jump again. All of this while holding boost. Make sure you hold boost through the ball for extra power. You can also combine this with our previous mechanic to jump off the ground, holding jump, boosting, tilting your car back, and as you get to the ball, flipping through it. The best way to improve these skills can be done in some of these training packs. They are also linked in the description below. The more you perfect these basic mechanics, the more games you are going to win. The next thing we're going to talk about is dribbling. Getting used to having the ball on top of your car as well as bounce dribbles. You can get better at this in free play and in specific training packs. Doing drills like popping the ball to your hood and just repeating this will help you keep the ball on your car longer each time. I recommend setting up a ball placement control to set the ball in front of you or even on your car. This is where these settings are located. The next important thing that works at every rank is bounce dribbles. It looks really simple, but I promise you it is deceivingly difficult. This method of dribbling gives the most options. You're able to pop the ball up, you're able to shoot the ball with power, you can play it low, you can fake out your opponent, and eventually you can even have this lead into a ground to pop or a ground to air dribble as you progress mechanically. Progressing offensively is very important. And more so than anything, it just takes a lot of practice and repetition. While not always the most fun, throwing up a TV show or even a YouTube video and just grinding out in free play or training packs is the fastest way to improve mechanically. As I mentioned earlier, defense is a very neglected skill in the ranks below champion and even below grand champion. Getting ahead of the curve while getting good at defense early will set you up for a lot of success later. Understanding basic recovery methods like the half flip and wave dash while also building your ability to shadow defend will lead to a quick and simple rank up. By this point in the game, you might already have your air roll keybinds set up, but if not, this is what I recommend. I recommend binding one of your directional air rolls to the correlating bumper, so air roll left to your left bumper or air roll right to your right bumper, while also binding air roll to either one of the bumpers or somewhere on your D-pad. This will help later on with aerials, but for now can be used for a speedier recovery. If you've just added these settings, I also recommend hopping into free play and trying them out to see how they work. From there, the first thing we're going to talk about is the wave dash. Wave dashing is a great way to recover while no one boosts or coming off the wall and trying to keep speed and momentum. For the wave dash, it just consists of coming out of the air and having 2 wheels touch the ground before the other 2, and as those first 2 wheels hit the ground, dodging in the direction of the tires that are still floating. Moving from there, the half flip. Something that looks super complex, but is actually simpler than you might think. It starts with just a normal backflip. From there, right after you dodge backwards for the backflip, you push your stick up to perform a backflip cancel. From there, just add in your directional air roll while you're performing this. Combining these two, you will perform the half flip. As you get better with these, they will become faster, smoother, and you can eventually even add boost into the mix. The last recovery method is by far the easiest. With those air roll keys, just focus on trying to land on your wheels when coming out of the air. This will grant you a much faster recovery. Along with this, you can actually hold your drift button while being bumped, landing, or even turning, and this will also help speed up your recoveries tremendously. Now, to jump into actual defense methods. The field has spots that make it very hard for your opponent to hit the ball into your net. The most important one to remember is your corner. Even though it is on your side, it is very hard for your opponent to shoot the ball from your corner. This means when you are hitting the ball away from your net, instead of trying to clear the ball forward and then into the middle of the field, try clearing the ball into your corner. This will allow you to be able to get boost and either take possession or have time to prepare for the offensive attempt from the other team. One of the most important defensive mechanics is shadow defense. This is when your opponent is driving towards you and you are facing your net as well as your opponent, and you are trying to stop your opponent from scoring by covering the most options as possible. In this situation, keeping a wide angle to cover the most of your net as possible is very important. Recognizing how far you are from your opponent is also important. Finding the happy medium between being too close to your opponent, where they're able to shoot it over you, and being too far from your opponent, where you are unable to challenge their first touch. In 2v2 or 3v3, challenging early will make your opponent do something with the ball, giving your teammate behind you time to react and clear the ball for you. Try to put yourself in positions to practice shadow defense. You can also try out these training packs. They will also be linked below to get the movements down. Game sense. The mental side of Rocket League. The most important thing in these ranks is understanding what everyone is doing on the field. The nice thing about Rocket League is outside of 1v1, you get the pleasure of having a teammate or even teammates. Now in all ranks, you're going to have teammates that are really good and deserve a higher rank than what they're in, and others who seem like it might be their first time playing in this rank. You can't let bad teammates get to you, and spamming them in chat is only going to make them play worse. Learning to adapt to your teammates' playstyle and challenges is by far the best way to find success. Helping each other with boost, rotating behind each other, coming from the far post, and respecting your teammate's space is the best way to cruise through the lower ranks. To build on this, boost management is also extremely important. When you are supersonic, displayed by these lines, you do not need to keep boosting to maintain speed. Flipping and wave dashing is also a great way to get speed while conserving boost. Even though that 100 pad is very tempting in the corner, when your teammate is going for a challenge and you're last back, picking up a few small pads will give you the boost you need and keep you in a good position to make a save. Along with this, getting small pads while your teammate is pushing up with the ball allows you to stay in the play while collecting boost. The last thing to remember is some days you're going to win a lot of games, and other days you won't be as lucky. The important thing to focus on is improving as a player. Playing just to play, or even just to rank up, is only going to lead to a lot of frustration and less improvement. Playing to improve will be much more enjoyable, and you will climb through the ranks over time as you improve. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and want to see more videos like this, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment telling me what rank you are. I'm also streaming on Kick about 4 to 5 days a week, so check me out over there, link in the description below. I hope to see you in the next one. And thank you so much for watching.